I'm here at the Big Think Future of Search conference in lovely Mission Bay. And it occurs to me that some of the bigger themes here are around how do we improve search quality and how do we more accurately assess intent when people are actually executing searches. And it seems to me that the flip side of that question, and the one that developers are really struggling with, are what are the proper signals that we should use for making search better? So if you look at what's currently used, a lot of it is born out of PageRank and the relationship between pages to pages, but we have new signals like social value, the value of the person socially who's then connoting value to a particular link, and then how that reputation of that person socially changes over time. More importantly, and then for us, is that we're looking for validated signals into what's popular with respect to sports within the vertical that we're chasing, in our attempt to capture the zeitgeist, because last year's box score is not interesting to anybody. So what we found is that the British did a very good job with colonialization, and the way that that plays out is that European, or in particular Premiership football teams, are very, very popular at all hours of the day, and that American football occupies a close second in terms of its mention frequency, if you will, through social channels. How all of that affects search and what we put up on the site is that we call that all hotness, but somebody might also call it value, or somebody might historically call it PageRank. And we're trying to more accurately fine-tune our social signals that we use to determine hotness, not just in terms of what people are looking at, but how they're socializing and sharing things, and make that dependent upon the social value of the person who, again, who's connoting value. And that the social value of the person connoting value is another way of saying, what is reputation of the person who's conferring value upon a particular object? And there's no, you can't go look that up in a math book. I think the biggest opportunity is that we have a very good way of giving you a real-time feed, for example, about the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are going to be in the Super Bowl this week. We have a very good way of telling you what's hot about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we have a very good way to show you all the local news and information in the city of Pittsburgh, and we can do that for any of the cities that exist in the US and in Europe. I think the challenge becomes is then putting a user interface on that that's both intuitive and confers a lot of value to the end user. What we have now, we've had for 2 years, and I would love to rethink it. And the challenge there really is that people are used to a real-time consumption paradigm that they get through Facebook and Twitter. People are used to search results, and then people are used to browsing media through media sites like the Huffington Post or ESPN or the New York Times. Combining all of those, which is what we're really doing, is it brings on its own set of challenges, and making it simple brings its own set of challenges as well. And what I'm excited about is the opportunity there. And we've seen validation for people binding to teams and players, but making it easy to use has proved to be challenging. The whole cottage industry that's sort of grown up and coalesced around search engine optimization is going to be much less important, and social media optimization is going to be much more important. And the concern there is getting legitimate sources and finding value in those sources. And what you really have to think about is that when you use Facebook search, what you're really doing is searching for people. You're not searching for entities or brands. And that when you're doing search on Twitter, you might be searching for entities and brands, but the signal to noise ratio there has yet to be fully optimized. And so I think the thing that people will be talking about in a year is this is how we optimize on social media, this is how we did it, and creating sort of a replicable set of actions around social media optimization that then becomes its own cottage industry where people are practicing and learning and teaching about that.